Yo, what is going on, Sanctuary? Thank you for joining us on this special Sunday event as we are here to celebrate a Vessel of Hatred banner art contest, here to promote the game coming out October 8th, right around the corner. And as part of the Sanctuary Discord server in partnership with Blizzard, we held a contest to see who in the community can bring the best art to life as we all rally around and get excited for this game. For those that don't know me, I am War Theory. I am a Sanctuary ambassador. I am your primary host for today, and I will be introducing my co-host momentarily. Now, for all of you joining in from the US, Europe, Asia, and across the world, genuine thank you for being here with us. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is we will be giving away 5 Vessel of Hatred Ultimate codes from the start of the stream all the way until the end. So as we always say, please join us, engage, and tune in for the entirety of the stream to maximize your chances of winning. Now, very quick from a housekeeping perspective, you'll have one opportunity to win per user. One thing I want to call out is you will see a mod in the chat named Witty. Witty is also a Sanctuary mod. So whoever wins, and you will see that on screen, we want you to directly send a message to Witty in Twitch and share your Discord name with them so they make sure that you can get that code specifically. Now, without further ado, let's bring in our co-hosts, Reef and Miku. Yo, what is going on, fellas?
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
Welcome, world. What's going on, Sanctuary?
Theory, thanks for having us on, man. This is cool. Sanctuary, actually, thanks for having us on. This is awesome. I guess let's kick it off. I'm Reef I was, some would say I was the face of D4 PvP for quite a while, up until about like a month ago. We did several tournaments every week. We used to hold like 2 or 3 tournaments a week. Cash prizes, free entry, amateur league, pro league, did Ironman, European league, great times. But as of now, I'm on hiatus. My channel is taking a quick break, but I was thinking about, we got this really cool sand machine that makes, so it's just like, I don't know, makes hundreds of different designs in this machine. And we're thinking about putting it up, during the break. So if you guys want to just listen to some mellow music and watch this really cool machine, that may be up there for now, but in about a month, the channel will be live again.
Yeah, and I definitely want to give a shout out to that. Reeve definitely had some pretty awesome podcast style conversations, kind of overlays watching PvP content. So as Reeve said, guys, once he gets his channel up, please go check him out. His channel and also Miku's is linked in the title. I also will be dropping some shout outs so you can find their links in the chat as well. Good stuff.
Shout out to King Dark, man. PvP tournaments.
Let's go.
FNF.
All right, Miku, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, what's up, guys? I'm Miku. First of all, I'm a mod on Sanctuary as well. If you're in Barb chat, you probably see me a lot because I'm basically, a resident there at this point. I also make a lot of content for Diablo, mostly for Barbarian, and specifically for Whirlwind Barbarians. Like, I love to break the game. I think like 3 of the bugs that we found that somehow made Whirlwind still viable. They killed it next season, by the way, but yeah, that's what I do. I break the game, I enjoy the game, make mod content for the game, and I'm also, a random VTuber for now.
I will say this, Miku, we were having a little bit of a sidebar. As most know, I am also exclusively a D4 Barbarian player, so I put in, well over 100 hours across a couple of the seasons, and all I ever played is Barbarian. So you and I definitely share the berserking style there of combat, and I'm probably going to end up playing Barbarian into Vessel of Hatred, but that's actually kind of a good segue, guys, maybe into this conversation. So as much as we are here to celebrate the community of Sanctuary, to give back in the form of codes and the merch that's supplied by Blizzard, why don't we start off the stream with a little hot conversation around what are we most excited about with Vessel of Hatred? So Reef, you want to maybe give a couple 2 cents based on what we've seen, what's been teased, PTR, what's top of mind for you?
I mean, it's, in my opinion, an expansion to D4 has been, it's huge. And if most excited, I hate to feel shallow with my answer, but new class, Spiritborn. I mean, that's, I don't know. That's what's not to be excited about. We're talking new content. If anyone here has never played the game, just the campaign alone is so good, so good. And the fact that we were going to get more added onto that is amazing. So I'm going to switch my answer. I'm going to say more content actually is my my favorite thing coming up.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Miku.
Yeah, like personally, like the class is also something I'm really excited for. There's like I have like a whole document, like 1K words or something, on things that I'm fairly certain will be somehow broken by the way they are, their text explains the abilities. But like from content-wise, what I'm really looking forward are like the new like followers thing that you're gonna have. Like I think it's 4, the warband, not warband, that's WoW. But yeah, those things, like they'll introduce like they are done correctly. They'll introduce a new layer for you to augment your abilities and maybe give you utility that you don't really have on your you don't have the space to put on your class, right? I think those are going to be fun to play around with.
Yeah, 100%. And actually, I'm going to call out VQ Hex from chat. New campaign missions in region is so amazing. I think for me, for those that know me, I've been a 20-year Diablo player and definitely most of my career playing D2 and right now D2 Resurrected. But a big piece of that, of course, was Kurast and Mephisto. And so I think being able to intersect that and the campaign story from obviously the core base game now into the first expansion in the form of Vessel of Hatred, for me, that's what I'm definitely excited about too, right? So being able to see Mephisto kind of reinvent himself now, who's going to clearly be the primary, again, campaign and storyline. So that's definitely something, at least for me, but also for chat, guys. We definitely want to hear from you guys. We just dropped a poll. Please take advantage of that. What are the most excited elements from Vessel of Hatred? That poll is up right now. Please chat, vote, as we would love to see what you guys also think about the game. But I guess Reef and Miku, open-ended, mercenaries and pets. I imagine that's at least something that people are certainly behind, but any hot take, any feeling towards that?
The pets, I really want them to give me a fox, like a small little fox, like a snack fox. I really want that. But yeah, the mercenaries, I'm really excited about that. So,
Pets in any game, sign me up. I love pets. Little companion follow you around, little dog. Is that like like a wolf? I think technically is what it is.
Yeah. Just let me get more of them.
Like, if you get a pet, I'm in. Like I love them. I love pets just in general, like in real life. So if you give me one in a video game, let's go.
Yeah, so Biv just brought up runes. Obviously, I think that this has been a hot topic conversation. I know others have kind of tried to do the, of course, comparison to D2, right? Because obviously in Diablo 2, you have the formality of a rune word, which of course is a sequencing order of runes. But in D4, it is the isolation of rune kind of as an individual power or affix. So I'm excited to see what those can do for sure. Obviously, my mindset comes to that from a formality of rune word. So I think for me, I'm optimistic and curious, but I think one thing, and I'd love to get some feedback on this, right, is one of the challenges I felt from the base game of D4, right, pre-VOH expansion, was the concept of power scaling, right? So this was the idea that your character was equal to the monster levels. And so there was really no way for you to downshift or down throttle if something was too difficult, right? But when we think about Diablo 3 and Diablo 2, that was not the mechanic, right? It was basically area level based. And so if you needed to, again, go to a different area, go to normal or nightmare, you kind of had that capability to do it. And yes, you have the world tier, so you could effectively do it that way. But as I've understood it, and I think as they've kind of explained, they are getting rid of that mechanic. So the whole concept of item power and the force multiplier needed has changed. So what do you guys think about that? Are you guys excited about that change? Did you like the power scaling kind of framework? I feel like most were happy with this change, but I could see it going either way.
Yeah, I like it because, one of the things that you like in games, especially ARPGs, is the ability to feel like that you have grown in strength as a character. And although, yeah, like you said, you can't go back to different world tiers, it doesn't have that same feeling as just traveling, without, teleporting over or moving to a new realm, essentially, just to go to a new area or to an old area and to just wipe it clear. Especially if you struggled, if you went through an area and you died a bunch and you're kind of like, oh, to go back and know that you hated that area or that just, it's tedious, but now you can just wipe through it. It's a good feeling. So I think it's a good change.
Honestly,
dude, I love your hat, by the way. I didn't notice that.
This hat
that last time.
So
yeah.
I know. Well, everybody calls me the bald Manald. People know I got that bald beard Viking look. We had to rock the hat today. I had to meet Reef. Reef loves his hats too, man. So I had to come in. But the story on this hat, it's actually on my YouTube channel. One of the earlier community elements that actually Blizzard did in partnership with Ket and Acyroma. You guys might remember this was a Mother's Blessing. And so you had to submit a video, do a script, and I actually did that. So I submitted a kind of creative video. I would say definitely outside my comfort zone of my standard YouTube content. But I ended up placing, so I got a hat. So like how we're going to be giving away t-shirts for this for second and third, this was the hat that they actually sent out. So I felt it was appropriate, guys, to channel my inner giveaway spirits and rock the hat today.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, oh, go ahead, Miku.
Yes, sir. I was just gonna say, going back to the question you posed earlier, like, I honestly think that the new world tiers are not gonna be that different from what they felt on PTR. I think you're gonna be able to get to 60 fairly easily if you have like a really good build. So maybe if it's not like meta, it's not gonna be able to get there. But I'm hopeful and worried about the runes, because like taking elements from other classes, like for example the barbarian one, gives berserking to everyone else. It's not just Warcry, it also gives berserking, which is kind of a barbarian thing. So you're giving that away, kind of taking that class identity in a way. I don't know if that's gonna be good or bad. Like, it will depend on how they do it, but I'm hopeful. Like, I'm really excited about the runs. Like, and again, they just bring another way to, you know, mess around with things, and I love that.
Yeah, I mean, Nazari's talking about it in chat. Those that know Nazari by chance, he's actually an OG from Frozen Keep, one of the early modders from D2. Kind of sharing some similar thoughts, I think, to me there on the power scaling element. But here's my thing with 60, right? I'll admit, I wasn't much of a D3 player. I played it a little bit. And obviously some feel like we're doing a D3 resurrected here with Vessel of Hatred. And again, that's not me being pessimistic or optimistic. That's just a statement, very matter-of-fact statement, right? Around how fast we get to 60 versus how you can get to 100 really quickly. What's the rinse and repeat endgame experience look like? But these are all unknowns, right? We had a PTR, obviously the game evolves, but at the end of the day, to get an expansion is always a plus, right? And this is the first expansion in the D4 franchise. And so I know obviously everyone's really excited and behind that. But guys, with that said, I say we kick off with our first Vessel of Hatred Ultimate Code giveaway. So guys, everybody here, the early birds into this stream, I am about to start the giveaway. You are going to type !Spiritborn, one word, into the chat, right? It is going to automatically get your ticket, and it will automatically select a winner when it concludes. Whoever wins this first giveaway, again, what we want you to do is please ping Witty. He is a mod here in the chat. He is also a mod in the Sanctuary server. You need to ping him and give him your Discord name so he's able to bridge that over and get you your ultimate code after the stream. Without further ado, guys, we are going to kick this off, and we just started the giveaway. It is now open, guys. Drop !Spiritborn in that chat. Get those tickets in. Let's see that Spiritborn flood.
Nightick, I don't think yours came in. I saw it pop in just before the Streamlabs, so
yeah, definitely make sure you get them in. All right, guys, we got 11 tickets. We got 30 seconds rapid firing in. Yes, Liv, I know you're a mod on my stream, but yes, you can apply. Yeah. There's definitely no restrictions here. It's going to be randomly selected, guys. It's a software. We're good. No bias. All right, guys, we got 20 seconds with 20 users in. Let's go.
I wish we could put one in.
I know, right?
I personally already got mine because I really love the cat, like to be mounted on a big cat. I know when you're able to get it early. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, it has officially closed.
Dang.
Good luck, guys.
This is gonna tell us right here, like right in chat.
Yeah, it's gonna do it right here.
Let me just. Sailor Monty, just too late.
Don't worry, guys. We are going to be giving 4 more of these away throughout the stream, guys. So please be here. All right, guys, we are going to pick the winner in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Nazari! Congratulations, Niz. You just got the first Vessel of Hatred Ultimate Code. Now, unfortunately, I know how Nazari admittedly might feel about Vessel of Hatred, so maybe he's going to end up parlaying this to one of his friends and family, but we will see what happens. But congratulations, Niz. Please, again, Niz, if you are interested or you want to, whether you're going to play it yourself or you want to just give it away to somebody else, please drop that in. Let Wizzy know what your Discord name is. All right, guys. Well, we wanted to set the tone for a fun stream ahead. So let's now get over to our main part of the event and the judging experience. All right, guys, so here we go. So we are now going to kick off officially the blind judge. I want to be clear. This is a blind judge. None of us have seen these art pieces. We have no idea what these look like. The way that this is going to work administratively is that we're going to work on a score of 0 to 5. The three of us are going to basically give our blind judging towards these art pieces. And then from there, we're going to obviously total it up to the 3 winners. So now real quick, what I want to pull up here as a reminder, what do we actually have on the line here? So thanks again to Blizzard and the Sanctuary Discord server for supplying this. If you are first place, you get that awesome Mephisto plushie. For second and third, you get t-shirts. I want to disclose, I don't know what the t-shirt is. I just randomly chose those. So it might not be one of those two. I was not told what it looks like. I just want to put that out there. And the top 3 winners will also each individually get a Vessel of Hatred Ultimate Code. Now, one little quirky part of the first place winner is they're also going to have their piece of art placed at the top left corner of the Discord banner. So if you guys are in Sanctuary now, you'll see D4 Season of the Infernal Horde. That is where your banner is going to be for a certain duration of time. So we have really awesome prizes to give out in addition, again, to those 4 Ultimate Code giveaways for the group.
Yeah, and that banner is huge, by the way. That is I mean, you probably don't realize it. When you go into Sanctuary, you look at that banner every single time. So whoever gets first, there's 500,000 people in that server. So a lot of people are going to see whoever wins this.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. All right, guys. And again, real quick for just the housekeeping, all of our winners, you do not need to do anything. They already have your Discord names, your user IDs. You guys are not going to have to ping mod mail or anything throughout the entirety of this stream or at the end. You guys will be taken care of when we kick this off. So without further ado, guys, you guys ready? Reef, Miku, we're going to pull up the first one.
I've been waiting to see these for a while.
All right, let's go, guys. All right, so first up, the inaugural piece of art is Green Eye Flavor, bringing that into the stream right now.
Damn,
oh dang, so
wait,
legit.
wait, what? Is that like a spirit bomb on the left? Like what?
Yeah, so it looks like a spirit born on the left. We got Narelle, what looks like in the right, obviously part of the storyline.
The chest.
Oh yeah,
and the crystal thing with Mephisto.
Now these are done by hand, correct? This person by hand drew these.
Yeah, so again, my understanding here from Lavender and the rules is like had to have Photoshop or Photopea program. You had to have the layers. It wasn't AI built. So yes, these were hand by hand layered and put together. So yeah, this is pretty nice. Now guys, real quick, what we're going to do here now is we're going to transition to a larger screen. So let's blow this up so everybody can actually see this. Here we go. Now we're going to blow this up. We can take a little bit of a closer look at this. So Miku, Reef, what else do you see in here? What sticks out?
I think that's like the background of Lilith's fight, if I'm not mistaken, like the cathedral thing. That's where the Mephisto statue is, I believe. Right? I think. Could be mistaken. How the hell did you get that?
Somebody was able to get it. I mean, honestly, it's really detailed. I do like how Meph is obviously the centerpiece here. I love the quote personally. I love that Narelle, I don't even know where that actually model came from. She's clearly holding the soul stone there, which you can see in her right hand. So yeah,
that almost looks like in game. What? How? But that's cool.
I'm a big fan of the lighting. The fact that you can see the shadows on the right side of both characters. It's like, even the lighting was detailed. It's like if you look in the left arm on the right there, you can even see the textures of the jacket. I'm not an artist, so this blows my mind. I like this a lot.
And I see Eternal Ghoul in the chat. So when we say hand drawn, it could be digital imaging, but they would have had to manually build layers in a Photoshop. So it couldn't be AI queried. So you didn't go into Midjourney or DALL-E, right, and be able to do AI based imaging. We had to see the actual layers to prove that you at least were hand stitching this together through like I said, models, component parts, that stuff. All right, so now that we've seen this blown up, guys, we are going to come back here. So now it is time for us to actually pull up our scores here. So, Reef, I'm going to start with you. What is your take on the score here on this to kick this off?
Oh, see, I'm just gonna be super transparent here. Because we haven't seen the rest, I've got nothing to compare to. I mean, yeah, so I'm gonna come out and just straight up say like I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I'm gonna go with a 4.1. I'm it may change as we go and we see more, but because we haven't seen anything yet, I wasn't expecting him to be this good. So I go 4.1.
All right, nice. What about you, Miku?
And I was pretty close with Riff. I was gonna go for like a good hold, like square 4, right? I don't know. I love it. There's a lot of things I love here. Like also I'm not sure what that font is, the one that he's using, but it looks really good.
Yeah, the font's pretty wicked there. I got to give you that.
I'm changing mine to a 4.3.
No, we've talked it up. Okay, we're gonna increase. We'll throttle it high to a 4.3. All right, so Miku, where are you at? You're definitely north of 4, from what I can sense.
Yeah. I'm on 4, a square 4.
You're a square
I like
4.
round numbers.
Okay. Well, honestly, guys, I think just hearing you talk and kind of where mine was at, I also think that I was going to give this a very solid 4 as well across the board. So again, I just want to call out Green Eye Flavor. Great work on this. So when we look at this across the board, we have a nice 12.3 to start this off. Just taking a note here so we can keep this going. All right, guys, congrats again to Green Eye Flavor. We are now going to take that off and we are going to move now to the second edition coming up. And it seems like a handful of the people definitely enjoyed that one on the screen. We got a couple four votes there, so we like to see that. So all right, guys, next up, this individual actually submitted 2 entries, which by the way is totally kosher. That was part of it. If you wanted to submit multiple entries and the community that was looking at these, not us 3, felt that it was worth to be in it, we did allow that. So this is the first now of Joe Cool.
Joe Cool, great name.
Ooh, that pops, man. That's I love the wolf from the campaign 1. That spoke to me immediately right here.
Mm-hmm. That's Mephisto, right? Like
that's Mephisto from the that's Mephisto from like the right? I think you first meet him in the Vision of Tristram, if I remember, from the Diablo 4 base campaign. And you don't really know who the wolf is at first, but then you obviously learn throughout the campaign that it is Mephisto. So I like that they introduced it here, because again, it's Mephisto, but just in, call it spirit wolf form versus himself.
I like the fact that it's definitely a very banner, it's not like too much going on. It's like perfect to put up there to say like, this is the image, this is what you see. Diablo 4 gives you the information you need. It's got a big centerpiece. Yeah. All right, let's blow this up. All right, guys. So we're going to transition now. All right, now we got it really popping here. So I think for me, obviously, he or she translates the green here. So I do like that effect. Obviously, a little kind of eerie smoke effect, obviously very color endemic to Vessel of Hatred and the D4 logo. So like the stars too, kind of that kind of space, kind of ethereal kind of feel to it. I don't know. This is solid. This is another contender, I think, guys. Any kind of commentary here on what's blown up? Now, I've never actually paid attention to the details on the face of the Wolf of Mephisto. So I would imagine that that he or she has done the research to know, unless they just have it on the top of their head. But either way, like the detail on the wolf is great. I like the kind of the fur, how it feels, it feels soft almost. Makes me almost want to pet Mephisto.
All right, here, let's bring it back over now, guys. All right, so we're going to kind of bring it up and we're going to have to go through our now round 2 of scores here. So let's bring our score indexing back up. All right, I'm going to take this one because you guys went next. Again, now we have a comparison, right? So we have a base comparison to Green Eye, right, who went first, who I thought it was a solid 4. I'm actually going to go with a 4.2 here. Again, I like that they synthesized the wolf. It has cohesion from Diablo 4 base storyline into Vessel of Hatred. I like the look and feel of it. So, I think I'm going to go 4.3 here.
Am I up? All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I'm gonna say is that the fact that it's a completely different piece from the last one. The last one was very something you'd see on like a digital blasphemy site or something. Whereas this one is very, what can I say? I guess appropriate for a banner. This is something where there's not too much going on. It's the perfect thing to see in the top left as you come into Discord. Simplified version of this. Like I'd say, that's impressive that they did that. So I'm gonna go with a 4-0.
All right, let's do it. Miku, where do you stand here? What are we gonna do?
This is a bit hard for me because, like, on one hand, I do agree with Riff that it's in a way it's good for a banner, but like, I just feel like besides the wolf, there's a lot of like dead space per se. Like, I don't know if this was like animated with the smoke and whatever gushing around. Maybe I'd have a different opinion, but for me, it just feels like a bit. I don't know. I needed something a bit more. Maybe it's just because my ADHD and I need a lot of things to actually, push me through. But like for me, I think this is like a 3.2. Because again, I just feel like it's missing something. I don't know what. I'm not the greatest artist. Like I'm not even an artist to begin with.
No, I mean, look, I will say this, and again, like this is objective voting, right? I agree with you, right? What I think was interesting about this is like thinking back to the placement of this banner as well in the upper left. I think it would really pop really nicely. But I agree with you. I'm not going to give anything away, but we don't know what's coming. You did have the option to make things animated. We might see animated ones. We're blind judging. We don't know. So I do agree with you. So I think if Joe Cool's listening again, I think this was solid. That was an 11.5 there. Well done. But hey, maybe this is something you can animate even for your future self. So I think that was definitely, fair and good feedback.
Give a couple shout outs to some of the points that chat was making about how almost deceiving and dead those eyes look. You
100%. 100%. And again, by the way, guys, I know that I see a lot of you guys drop and follow. Some people have used their subs and primes. Again, a genuine thank you from me to you guys for doing that. I have seen all those. I usually will call those out at the end since we're here in a very streamlined conversation. But again, cheers, guys. Thank you very much for that support in the channel. And of course, for supporting Reef and Miku as well. All right, guys. So now that we have seen the first two, guys, it is time. Okay, we are now going to give away the second Vessel of Hatred Ultimate Code. Now, guys, don't do it yet. Okay, I'm going to pull this up at the top. You are going to type !Spiritborn. I'm going to start it. You will see when it starts in the chat. You'll have 60 seconds to enter. Again, it is going to be automatically selected. So just wait 1 minute. You will see it start off right about now in 3, 2, 1. The giveaway has started, guys. This is for now our second Vessel of Hatred Ultimate Code giveaway. Drop those exclamations in. !Spiritborn. We already got a very fast 15 users typing in the first 10 seconds. There we go. Rapid fire.
Like ready. Like I just saw like the chat stop for a couple of seconds while you were saying I'm gonna put this up, and then just bam, wall of text.
Oh yeah, that just that rapid fired very, very quickly. And again, guys, it is one winner per copy. If for some reason, statistically speaking, it can happen. If it chooses somebody that's already won, sorry guys, you can't win a second time. I will go to the then next winner and choose another winner. So hopefully, statistically, with the convergence of averages, we're good here. So guys, we got about 15 seconds. 25 tickets are in. Make sure !Spiritborn for you guys just tuning in. Get those votes in. All right, guys, got 5, 4.
Ooh, so I remember that name from last
2,
time.
1. All right, guys, it has just closed. We have 27 tickets. Let me bring this over. All right, guys, we are going to pick the winner in
drum roll, please.
3, 2, 1.
Styles.
Winner is picked. Cracks or CHKRZ. Congratulations, brother. You have just won the second copy of Vessel of Hatred Ultimate Code. Again, please send a Twitch DM to Witty here in chat, one of the mods, so he can write your Discord name down so they can properly get you that Vessel of Hatred Code. Congrats again, guys. As a reminder, we still have 3 more to go, and we are going to do one at the way end of the stream. So make sure you stick your tune in, engage, continue to have fun here. Congratulations again so far, Niz and CHKRZ, for the initial winning of the first 2 codes.
Yeah, stats next time, you gotta be faster, my dude. Faster.
And Bandy too. Bandy got in just a little late.
All good. But look, guys, I hope you guys in chat are enjoying this and having some fun again.
Giveaway, right?
What's up?
We got 3 more to give away.
Yep, we got 3 more to give away. And again, I just want to give a quick shout out to Green Eye, Joe Cool. You set the tone. Great 2 pieces to start early. Thank you guys so much for participating in this community event as we continue to promote Vessel of Hatred due out very quickly. I think it's about 23 days on October 8th, right around the corner. So now 2 people just got their hands on a Vessel of Hatred Ultimate Code. All right, guys. So now let's pull up number 3. So kicking us off with the next entry is Dams 1. Like Joe Cool, Dams has 2 art pieces that are a part of this. And so this is going to be the first one that we are going to now unveil in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Oh, a little bit of an, oh, it's got an animation there. You see that? It just switched. Yeah. Okay. Got a call to action. It rotates. I like that.
Dang, this is... I literally, if you showed me this, I would assume that this was a Blizzard image. This looks like identical to the...
Like, are we sure it's like... again, are they supposed to be 100% undrawn, or can you just like use Blizzard assets and stuff like that?
Yes, you can use the assets. The restriction, when we say hand-drawn, what we're really talking about is just non-AI generated. So if you can get your hands on assets, custom models, you're still doing the work to do the, the hue, the saturation work, the glow effects, the stroking, right? A lot goes into Photoshop work. So, and then clearly they have the nice little call to action on the rotating carousel there from coming soon to pre-order. I love that call to action. So yes, just to clarify for the viewers and for us, the judges, this did meet the requirements. Now here, real quick, similar to before, guys, let's pull this up so everybody can see it full screen now.
Now this banner is going to go up. So when they win, does the banner go up like today, or does the banner go up? Because I didn't think to ask that earlier. Does it go up once Vessel of Hatred is released, or does it go up today? What do you know?
I don't know if anybody's in the chat, or Roma, if you know. I believe that once the winner is selected, they're probably going to put it up in relative real time. I don't know if it'll be imminent today, but I imagine whoever can get the inputs on the Discord backend administratively will probably change it ahead of the release, I would think.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, this is going to be there for a while, so constantly saying pre-order when you can't pre-order anymore.
Yeah, my thing is exactly, that's why I'm asking that, is that if it is something, it's like once that comes out, if the banner is going to stay afterwards, or if it's going to place until it's released.
The banner is going to, like, from what I know, the banner is going to stay there at the very least this season. I think the plan is to leave it up the whole Vessel of Hatred expansion, but at least this season it should be up there. So
yeah, I think don't,
at the very least.
I will agree with don't kill in chat. It's something worthy for us to consider as judges, right? I like the call to action, but yes, it is probably going to be up there for a certain duration. I don't know how long it's going to be up there, but I would imagine possibly through the first campaign season. So I would say this, we obviously are judging it in its current form. Let's now navigate back here, gentlemen. But they could always edit that out. I know we're going to judge it as in its current form, which we have to do, not an adaptation later, but we could think about that, right? That if we had them remove that, there is a consideration there long term. We're not going to judge that part. But Miku, why don't we start off with you? I think Reef and I have gone a couple times. Let's pull these scores back in, gentlemen. What are you thinking, Miku?
One thing I like a lot, and it's really subtle, I'm not sure if everyone noticed it, but like there's kind of a line across the diagonal that kind of has a different, I think, saturation, I believe. And it's super subtle, but it really kind of, I don't know, it kind of brings things out a bit more. I don't know if that's just me, but I personally like that. I do like the, it's not the spacing, but like how things are placed. I think they're basically in the right spot everywhere. Like, I really like how the whole thing was assembled. The jungle, I believe, I think we, well, whatever. Ignore the jungle, but I like the jungle. I'm going to be playing this class when it comes out right away. So yeah, like I don't know, I love this a lot. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna go 4.3. I don't want to go too high because then, like, if there's one super good one, like I really like this one, especially for a banner. Actually, 4.4. I'm gonna go one higher.
Wow, that is the top score I think that we've heard so far from my memory. I know Reef and I both went 4.3. This takes the top so far,
Like,
the top individual score.
Banner wise, it's basically perfect. Like,
okay.
Yes, the coming soon might be outdated in a bit, but it's not outdated now, so whatever, and that can be edited out, whatever, right? So,
very nice. All right, Reef, you're up. What are we thinking, bud?
So the contrast of the, I guess, like top diagonal, bottom diagonal, very nice. Like you said, everything does feel perfectly. It feels very professional. I do really like the glow outside of the character. My only, I guess, downsides on this are the fact that it is a temporary banner in regarding to the pre-order now. Once the Vessel Hatred is out, you can no longer pre-order. You have an expiration date. It puts its own expiration date in the image by saying coming at that date. And if you are past that date, this image has essentially expired. And due to that one thing alone, everything else about it is fantastic. But due to that alone, I'm going to give it a 3.0, just due to it giving it its own expiration date.
Fair. All right. So I think I actually kind of go more with you, Reef. Like, I think, again, because we are having a comparative here, we have to. This, of course, is a holistic contest against the other submissions. I would agree. Actually, I think Eternal Ghoul said something, that the diagonal thing was definitely cool. You had some like duality, like kind of splits between the blurs, the different kind of colors converge in there due to the different shades. I did like that. But I do think if I'm looking at the other two, for me personally, I don't know if it was as, I don't know, but didn't pop to me or speak to me in the same way. But there's still a lot of elements in here. I like the definitely colors. I like the subtle glow that definitely puts a, if we kind of also, the thing about with art, it's like a rule of thirds here. I would say that Spiritborn is a little off to the left. It's kind of close to the initial rule of thirds of the left, but I think that definitely attracts the eye. And if I'm thinking about the banner up there with the rule of thirds conditions, I always think about that kind of that element of artwork. So I'm going to go with a 3.5. I think that's where I'm going to kind of round out on this one. Again, I think very solid work here from Dams, but I think that this is where I currently stand on that. But again, I think very diverse here. So if we total this up, we got 4.43 plus 3.5. So we got 10.9 here from Dams 1. So again, guys, we are now through our first 3 banners.
I guess as Dams 1 does this for a living. Like, this is definitely a professional piece, that's for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think that there was some...
It feels like an ad. This feels like an ad like you'd see.
Like, I think it's for like banner, I think it's very much perfect. Like, unlike you guys, I don't really care much about the pre-order thing, because worst case scenario, they can just go, well, now the season started, can you give us one without that? And they can just whip it out in like 2 seconds. You
mean a third submission?
Ooh, that would not be a submission.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think so far this has been really nice. Again, we have 3 down, we have 4 to go. We have 3 more Vessel of Hatred codes to go. But what I want to show real quick, guys, and as we've been talking in the chat, I've been busy behind the scenes with some brief editing. But since we've had the first 3 to go, and as we know, there are 3 top winners, right? So we have first place, second place, and third place. I want to transition over here very quickly, guys, so you guys can see where we currently stand. So we have now first, second, and third for the first 3. So we have Green Eye Color coming in with a total score of 12.3. We have Joe Cool 1 coming in with a total score of 11.5. And we have Dam's first submission rounding out at third at a total of 10.9. So before we kind of transition back and we get into number 4, any baseline thoughts now that we're seeing these 3 here? Any changes, any regrets, Reef? Any regrets that you wish you scored more aggressively or pulled back?
Well, I mean, now that we have the, I guess, the experience of it, knowing, like that initial one when it came in, I was like, I kind of forgot that these are people who do this. This is, like I don't just go to my friends and say, hey, did you do any artwork today? And they're like, yeah, look at this. Like that's not something I normally see. So when you pulled up that first one, I was blown away. It's like, now that I know that all of these artists are all, ridiculously talented, I do think that first one had a slight edge on me just because I was initially like shocked at how good it was.
Yeah, it's definitely fair. Yeah, it's a good point, right? It's you got to set the tone, and obviously these are blind judges. These are randomized order, by the way. There's no rhyme or reason to this. They were delivered, they were uploaded, and it was completely randomized. So you'll kind of see these splits as they come in. But yeah, I think that I'm looking at the chat. I think a lot of people are definitely leaning towards the second so far as their favorite. I definitely agree with you guys in chat. It was a very competitive vote here. Obviously, the spread is about 0.8 here, right, between 12.3 and 11.5, but very respectable on both, very strong across the board. And thank you, Helen, for that hydrate. I do have my water over here. I will take very good advantage of that hydration. Thank you very much. All right, guys, so let's now get back over to the main. All right, guys, so as a recap, let's take these scores off. So we now have we have 3 of them down. We've given 2 Vessel of Hatred codes away. We're going to do another one shortly after this next one. But coming up, guys, thank you again for sticking with us on this Sunday. We genuinely appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys are having fun, enjoying the artwork so far. So let's now go to number 4. So next up, guys, this is by Haku. So we're going to pull it up in 3, 2, 1. Ooh. Oh, look at the Spiritborn in the back in the. Oh,
there's the Warband in the left corner.
Yeah, you got them on the left, but do you see the eyes? Do you see the eyes right there in between the V? I love that dark color. I feel like those white eyes when you focus on that really pops out for me from this first scan.
I'm a fan of how unique this one is compared to the. I mean, all of these have been pretty unique. This one, this one doesn't feel like those first 3 all kind of felt like identical to what you saw. Like when you saw it was immediately that is the image you see from the game. But these ones doesn't feel like that. These feel like it has its own. Like they were done.
One thing I noticed is from on the back of the Spiritborn, like there's a bit of, I believe that's like the spirit animal kind of thing that, you know, when they do the skills, right, they summon like the tiger and the gorilla and whatever. I think that's what it is. Like it's a bit of smoke, but you know, I don't know. I think that's cool.
Here, let's we're gonna pull this up here, guys, so we can blow this up, get a little bit of a closer look at this. But yeah, I think yeah, it's dark. It's got darkness to it, just like a eerie darkness to it, which I just think is very befitting. And you got a little bit of the embers there, right? You have those fiery embers. If you kind of see those, and that's kind of what was being emulated there. So you got a little bit of a smoke. You got these embers, a little bit of a blur, but I think it's a nice smoke transition and blend here. But even the Diablo, right? You have that smokiness across it. The text there, it doesn't, not white, right? A nice little dark smoke, but man, this pops. Well done, Haku. This is a good one.
So I think it's my turn to kick this off, I think, correct?
Yeah, I think we'll go. We'll go back here, and again, like I think yeah, this is going to be a tough vote. I think that there's some really good ones here. So
yeah, I'm a little nervous first on this one. So what I'm seeing is that it seems to have a right to left. I don't know if the word transition into sharpness. Like it's most blurry on the left, and it gets sharper as it goes to the right. You see the characters in the bottom left are most sharp, which draws me when I look all the way around. I end up looking mostly to the left when I see that is like the most easy to look at. I am a huge fan of the fact that this appears like everything is just done right out of memory. Like none of this really feels like it was almost an identical image, other than the Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. I'm gonna go with a strong, just due to the fact that I love how much this feels like it's kind of out of memory. I do wish the Diablo was a bit more sharp. 4-1, that's what I'm going with. I like how unique this one is. I like it a lot. I do like the eyes in between the V. I like how it feels like there's a little family feel going on the bottom left. 4-1.
Yeah, it's a very respectable score. And I think that, yeah, I'm looking at the chat too. I think it is true, right? Like, obviously, to be fair, right, everybody does have different resolution screens, right? QLEDs, 4Ks, old school IPS panels, right? So it is true, right? What we might be seeing on our monitors might be very different from what you see. So that's a very fair point, right? Obviously, we're judging line of sight based under our own personal conditions of the hardware, right? And the quality of what we're looking at. So, but I think you hit something good, Reef. Oh man, Kron, thank you very quickly for those 5 Horde gifted subs, brother. Thank you for dropping those out. Welcome into the stream. Oh, Miku coming in with one of those too. Look at that. Where's my boy Reef, man? You got to get Reef in there, Kron. Get it together.
Oh yeah, I got one. Now. Thank you.
It's randomized. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's random, but I think Kron's got to step it up and get our boy ReefJohnson.
A window.
Oh, Miku, you won, man. You won something. Yeah. Cool.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for that, Kron, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, I will say, Reef, I agree with one thing you said here, right? Like, I do like the darkness of Diablo, but I get it, right? It probably could have, that is the name. It's the equity. It's the identity of the game. But the eyes are what stuck out for me. So I guess maybe I'll just take this one. I mean, dude, I think there's a lot of good feedback in the chat. I think I've enjoyed some of the conversation. Like I said, the blur, I think, is very interesting. Like, was it too much? Was it just right? I personally think it was just right for, I think, what they were trying to translate through here into the output. I'm gonna go with a 4.2 here. I'm feeling good about this one. It's definitely speaking to me. I think it's a very respectable piece. And again, Haku, well done here, at least for me on the 4.2. All right, close this out, Miko.
Oh man, thanks for the sub.
Kron finally got you. Huh? All right, so what are we thinking here, Miku? Round us out. We got a 4.2 from myself. We got a 4.1 from Reef. Miku, this is pretty critical here. I'm just going to call this out right now. When we think about that order of first, second, and third, your score could really shake up the deck here. So bear that in mind, whatever you choose to deliver.
Yeah, the thing is, my taste seems to differ a lot from you guys. Like I like especially like I'm thinking this in the way that this is going to be the banner that's going to be on the top left corner of the Discord, right? The thing is, a couple of things. When you make this smaller, you're not going to notice a lot of the things that are going on. Like the other ones that like the Spiritborn, the Big Wolf, like the other Nerel and the other Spiritborn, like they were big. You would notice them, and even the Mephisto would probably notice them. This one. The guys on the corner, you're probably not going to notice them a lot. The Spiritborn in the background, you're likely not to notice him a lot either, because like it's beyond the fact that it's darker, it's a bit too dark. Like especially like most people use Discord on dark mode, right? It's gonna blend in. Like for me, like I'm taking this from the perspective, this is gonna be on the Discord. It's just gonna blend in for me. Like I think it's a bit too dark. If I opened up Discord and this was on the top left, most of the time I'll probably not notice it. Not because it's bad in the way that's made, but it's too dark. That I don't know. For me, that's the biggest problem. And my cat just jumped in. Sorry.
Sorry.
But yeah, like for me, like I would like the Spiritborn in the back to be more noticeable. I think it's too blurry for me. I don't know. I honestly can't go higher than a 3 on this. Like it's gonna differ a lot from you guys, but like considering where it's gonna be placed and what the use for it is, I don't think it fits. That's it. Like I like it as a whole, but
I never thought about the idea of how it's going to be smaller. That's a good point that you made there. I never even thought about that.
Yeah, I will agree. As Miku was talking, I know we kind of get excited and we're looking at it in its current, obviously propagating size, but it's true. I mean, I'm even thinking about making YouTube thumbnails on my own personal channel, right? Yes, I mean, obviously, this isn't really too busy, which is nice. It has 3. You don't usually want to go more than 2 to 3 elements. He only has 3 elements here, but Miku, you are kind of spot on there. Fair point, very objective point that I think both of us didn't really think about. And so I'm sticking with my 4.2 though. There's something about this that I still like. Reef sounds the same with you. Fair?
Yeah, I'm sticking with the 4.1. I do like it, but the fact that when it is smaller, it does change things, but I still like this piece a lot.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. That rounds out again number 4 here. Haku, nice work on that. A very good discussion there. Very competitive discussion. Seems like the chat definitely, I think the chat was very positive throughout here. I think it definitely spoke to a lot of people. But all right, guys, now we've had a bunch more people come in. And by the way, thank you very much for that hype train getting started. Thank you guys for bringing the energy today on this Sunday. But I think it's time now, with the spirit of the hype train, it's time to give away now our third Vessel of Hatred Ultimate Code. All right, guys, we are midway through this stream. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Gone really smooth. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Reef and Miku, of course, for doing this with me and joining me. But all right, guys, again,
thanks for having us.
Okay,
I'm going to, during this giveaway, I'm going to refill my water because
yeah, do you, man? You got a little bit of a break here. All right, guys, again, you are going to type !Spiritborn in the chat. All right, I'm going to call this out. I'm going to start this now officially in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The gateway is open. Again, !Spiritborn. Get those tickets in, guys. It is open. You have 1 minute to get those in there, and we will select the next winner, which will be the third Vessel of Hatred code that we are going to give away as we continue to progress through this fun discussion as we review this art banner contest.
Unlike Riff, I actually have ascended humanity, so I can drink water, go get water. You guys will never know. My body stays here.
That is very true.
Moving.
Very true.
Yeah. I'm also very flexible, as you can see. Well, there's, just showing off. Yeah. Oh yeah. Remember to drink water as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm sick of just dancing around the hair. You guys would never know.
All right, guys, it just closed. All right, that was our 60 seconds. Here you guys go real quick, by the way. While we were closing out the giveaway, I just wanted to update this so you guys could see this on stream. With that vote, that preempted Dams at number 3. So that brings Haku's submission at 11.3, very close to the mid at number 2. So congratulations, Haku. You are now entered into the top 3 through the first 4 as we enter into the final Beltway, reviewing the final 3. All right, guys, we are about to give away now the third code. Thank you to the 31 users who were able to get that submission in. So I'm about to pick the winner in 3, 2, 1. Rothsloss, congratulations. Boom, number 3. Let's go get it, baby.
Rothsloss, that's a...
Rothsloss, loving the name. Rolls off the tongue.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, Rothsloss. There we go, buddy. Congratulations, Rothsloss. You won our third ultimate code giveaway. Let's go. Please ping Witty again and share your Discord name so they make sure they can get you the right code at the conclusion of the event.
And just so everybody knows, for the winners anyway, the way that you do it is when you go into the Battle.net app, if you click your picture, like the little arrow next to your picture, a menu will pop up. The redeem code is right there.
Yep, that's a good point. Thank you. We were talking about that earlier. People were wondering where the redeem code is. Yeah, so if anybody needs any help, obviously you can kind of ask any of us after or ping the mods. But yeah, that's exactly where it is. Yep.
The internet says something else. The internet says go to shop page and click this and do that. It's not wherever, if you like Google it. It's literally just right next to your avatar picture.
All right, guys. Reef, you got your water. Miku, you guys ready to go? So we enter number 5 in the home stretch.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it, guys. All right, guys. So next up now, this is Joe Cool number 2. All right, guys. So this is number 2. It's all I saw pop up. All good, Miku. This is Joe Cool's number 2 submission. Okay, guys. So this is his second entry, and this is going to be number 5 of 7 total as we get here to the home stretch of the stream. So we are going to bring now Joe Cool's number 2 in.
Yeah.
Okay. So interestingly enough, I feel like so his was the Mephisto Wolf, right? So I see he took some very similar construct to this one, but
yeah, it has similar vibes, but like
yes,
it's a bit different though, because like the other one had the smoke around, this one is the smoke in. Like it's kind of makes you focus more on the Lilith, I think, in my opinion.
Got the space theme going on in the back. Once again, the one thing that she does very well is that it is a very simplified image. Like it is a fantastic banner image.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with what you said on the phrase simple, which I think is really nice. Again, it takes like a similar kind of tone, and obviously we can't ignore the fact that like Lilith, right, Mother Lilith, or Mother's Blessing, if you will, right, was the centerpiece of the Diablo 4 storyline. So if we go kind of blow this up, I take a little bit of a bigger look here.
Was you think that's in the past? They
Lilith?
don't die. They're demons. Yeah, they don't die. Demons don't die. They just go take they should go take a nap and they come back.
They just get resurrected from the Shadow Realm, I suppose.
Yeah, they actually do. Like demons don't actually die, and angels like die, but you know their answers, if they're like the angel of justice, another angel of justice just appears randomly. That one died, but like the element of justice still remains.
Yeah, so I will say this. For me at least, I really like this as much as his or hers first one. Yes, this is Vessel of Hatred, which obviously we know is about like Kurast, Mephisto, Spiritborn, those types of kind of component parts in the new content and campaign and storyline. But there definitely is an argument to be considered here that that element was missing. Yes, we had the equity of the logo, calling that out at the center mass, but definitely Lilith versus possibly Mephisto, right? So I think something that I think we need to review on the vote. But let's kind of get back now here and start to kind of pull this up. So Reef, I'm going to start with you on this one. What do you
all right, so
what do we
one
think?
thing that I didn't notice until pretty much a couple seconds ago is the hands, of the fact that you can see Lilith kind of like reaching out. That makes me think two things. One, I kind of wish I could change my vote on their first one, because their first one was really good. I like the detail of the first one. The second one doesn't really have that. With Lilith, like the fact that they sort of show off. Oh, dogs are in attack mode. I got security dogs here,
Okay.
little guys. The fact that the first one, oh, she's coming in to let me know. Someone must be at the door. Sorry. But on the first one, he really shows off his ability. Whereas this one, you don't see as much detail. Like it doesn't feel quite as like that first one made me wonder how long it took them to do it. This one, although I wonder it, I don't wonder it as much. So I do kind of wish I gave a higher score on their first one that they gave, because I like the first one a bit better than this one. I like Mephisto better too, so maybe I'm a little biased. But yeah, so on this one, I'm gonna give this one I'm gonna go with a 3.8.
All right. Mark it in, 3.8 for Reef. Miku, what do you got?
Honestly, I personally prefer like the layout of things in this one over the one with Mephisto. But again, like this one looks super good, like as a small thing. Maybe if the text was a bit bigger, but I don't think that's gonna be much of a difference. But like, I think it looks really good for like the top part of the Discord. Again, the only problem is that we're not talking about Lilith anymore, at least for a while. Maybe next expansion, you know, we take down Mephisto, and then whoo, here I am again, boys. Right? But for now, it's Mephisto, or you know, like for the season, either Mephisto or the Spiritborn, for me at least, need to be there. But I do like the layout a lot, so I cannot go super low because I do really enjoy the composition of it. And yeah, I also didn't notice the hands, and thanks to Riff, I noticed them and I like it a bit more. So I think I'm gonna go with a 3.9. I'm gonna go one higher than Riff.
Oh, 3.9. I thought you said 2.9. I was like, that sounds like you like it a little bit better than a 2.9. All right, so you got a 3.9. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think hearing you both talk was very helpful, even for me. Again, I think that if I'm directly comparing the other two, I do think the wolf one definitely popped for me. I do think there's an argument there that the wolf could have even been a slightly higher score coming in at the second spot. The hands are really cool. You know, I do like that it is a little bit faceless because, again, you kind of have the allure of who this is. If you're someone who hasn't played the Diablo 4 franchise, you might have no idea who this person is. And let's be frank, right? There are a lot of people that come into the game for the first time who might not have played the base franchise, right? Or kind of that perspective, the Eternal Realms, like non-season mechanics. So, you know, I'm going to go here. I think I'm also going to stick it in the threes. For me, I think, again, Appreciate the Lilith component. I would have liked to see maybe some other element that's more Vessel of Hatred like. So I'm probably going to come in here at 3-7, just underneath.
I was thinking 3-7 too. I was kind of thinking it's just a point down.
Yeah, I think it again. It's a very, very tough grade here because I look, to be clear, Joe Cool, if you are here in the stream, I think both these were awesome. I think you can hear that from all of us. I think a lot in the chat liked your pieces as well. Well played on both. I like the perspective. I just think for
I'm on
me,
a 3-7 too. I feel 3-7 is appropriate. And yeah, Joe Cool, if you are here, that first one, the reason why the 3-7 is just because that first one is just like, that's the one. Like that is definitely the one of the two.
All right, so I'm just going to call.
This is the tip of joy, dude. I'm keeping my 3.9.
Okay, Reef, I'm going to call something out though. This is very, very important because with your change down, we now have a tie for third. Just going to call that out, which is a very, very important thing here, because if we have a tie, guys, and the three of us talked about this before the stream, we may turn to the chat as the tiebreaker for a poll, which is just fine.
What's the score for that? That would be
so here, real quick. Let's go on over here, guys. We're going to go back to Lilith real quick. All right. So right now, here's first, second, and third. Right. So we have Green Eye at 12.3. We have Joe Cool 1 at 11.5, and we have Haku at 11.3. Reef, if you change your score from 3.8 to 3.7, we have a tie at 11.3 for third. Not telling you not to change it. I'm just calling it out.
Yeah, I didn't change it based on that at all. I changed it because it just felt more appropriate. So I'm going to stick with it.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys. So we have a tie right now for third. That's actually very exciting. If, again, we get to the point where those two remaining are third, we will do a community poll to do the tiebreaker there. But let's see what happens on that one. So that was a very cool discussion. Again, Joe Cool 2, very well done. Thank you for that.
I agree with Little Bo Peaches. I'm a big fan of this green.
Yeah, dude, the green thing, yeah. He or she, again, did a really good job there on the pop.
That green specifically, that green specifically reminds me of like Fel Magic from WoW. It has those fluctuations in it. Really brings me there. I don't know.
It kind of makes me think of Surge when I was a kid. You remember that soda, Surge?
I don't know. I'm 26. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Some soda back in like the 90s.
I was but a wee little puppy there. Oh yeah, Mountain Dew. That's true. Okay, that's actually very true. I'm personally more of a monsters kind of guy because we don't actually have a lot of Mountain Dew here. But actually, that's even more monstery because of the slashes of the 1 and 4.
Yeah, I've been drinking soda or energy drinks and like.
I know. I was gonna say
forever,
energy drinks. I don't mind a Zoa, not to promote Zoa and the Rock here, but I am a big fan of those energy drinks. If I'm gonna have one that just tastes good, I feel like it's a little cleaner than your average Red Bull or Monster, but you know. All right, guys, we are in the home stretch. Okay, so that was number 5. We got 2 more to go now in the home stretch. So again, just to repeat, we had Green Eye, Joe Cool 1, Dams 1, Haku, that was Joe Cool 2. And so next up here, guys, is now the second of Dams 2. Okay, guys? So we are going to bring Dams now into the fold. So here's number 6, and this is Dams' second entry.
All right. So, This one is a lot more like in your face about it, I guess.
Definitely has the same rotator, right? Different. He did green text, if I recall, on the first one. This is more of a slightly not quite volt yellow, but kind of a hue between orange and yellow there. So same call out, right? Coming 10.8, pre-order now. Definitely agree, Miku. It kind of condensed it down. So yeah, let's go blow this up for the screen to see, right, in kind of a larger canvas there. So because it's more concentrated, definitely more banner-like, right? Especially thinking about the small spacing in that upper left. But I guess it begs the question, right? I think we had a conversation about the pre-order now 10.8. How long is that going to be up, right? That seemed to, if I'm thinking back to our conversation, that was definitely a point of contention, I think, amongst the group here.
Yeah, that was my main thought on it is that the fact that it gives it its own expiration date, something that like it can't be used throughout the entirety of the expansion.
Yeah, like
For me, I think that I don't know. I feel like there's some like I need something else besides the logo. I don't know. Like I would love to see a Spiritborn or something like the first one, right? You just go, ooh, Spiritborn, ooh, cool, and then Diablo. Yeah, right, cool. Oh.
Yeah, first one had more going on with it. It had the contrast, the top right, bottom, or the top left, bottom right. It had the glow coming off of the other. Actually,
The
this one does the
Spiritborn,
glow
yeah.
coming off the letters, but is that in all of it, no matter what?
Yeah,
know.
I think
the glow is from it's started by him for sure. Like,
yeah, there's definitely a slight glow. Yeah, to everything. There's definitely looks like a little slight glow around the carousel that's rotating, right? A little bit of that little slight, which is good. I like subtle glows. I think if it's too concentrated, that can be a bit too loud. Definitely can be an eyesore. I would agree. I think it was Miku, sorry, who said that, but just a second ago. But I think that for me, it is definitely more. Sorry. Tried to remove the score. Sorry, guys. Let me bring those back up as I'm talking, but definitely a bit more basic versus the first one, right? So remember, Dam's one had the Spiritborn on the left. It had that diagonal line across, right? So different color because you had the green text versus the orange here. But obviously, this is a much more fundamental, right? Without the Spiritborn. But Miku, why don't we start with you? What's your take here?
Yep. Like you were saying earlier, like normally you want to go for like up to 3 components to this. Mostly this is only one. When you get down to it, yes, it has the background, but the background, at least for me, doesn't really pop off too much. Like if I don't actually look beyond with the glow and stuff, I don't notice the jungle till like 2-3 seconds in. Like for me, it's really only the Diablo thing. With anyone that's coming into Discord already, yeah, it's the Diablo, yeah, Diablo. I don't know. For me, I feel like something like the first one. I was a big fan of the first. Like that was my highest score. It was the highest score. Like yeah. But for this one, for me, I'm not really a fan of it because I don't know. It's too simple for me. I like something that goes pow and then voo, right. This is just pow. And you stay there. I don't know. For me, I think I'm gonna go with this art. I think I'm gonna go with the 2.8.
2.8. Is that what I heard?
Yeah. Like.
Okay.
I love the first one, but this one is too simple for me. Like I need more stuff. I need my brain to be activated more. Like.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And
so
again,
you know what?
there's the coming soon thing that also does not help. On the first one, it didn't bother me too much, but on this one, it's the thing that you focus on. It bothers me more, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in for mine because I think I align with you, right? Like again, I think that this is you just have to appreciate the simplicity here, and simple's good at times, right? But obviously, we're comparing this against the field, the originality, kind of the uniqueness to it, and I do agree. Like again, I think Dams did a solid job here thinking about how to simplify it, but I think it just a little bit too little for me. So I'm actually going to go 2.5. I'm going to go with going to go a little bit lower than you, Miku. Again, I don't hate it. I didn't love it the most because I thought it was a little too simple for me against what we've seen so far. Because I'm looking at the uniqueness of the piece personally and the components within. And I think that it was a little too baseline for me. So I'm going to go with the 2.5.
You guys have not much else I can say that you guys haven't said. My main deal, once again, is the expiration date on the image. The first one is better, in my opinion. I do like that this one is definitely, it's like the first one that it's just not hitting you, excluding the first one, I guess. It's just not hitting you with just full green. We've just seen like green on every single one, which it is kind of nice to not see green, but that's only because we're seeing so many. Whereas if you're only going to see one image as the banner forever, not forever, but during the duration of this in Sanctuary, the green would be nice. But due to the expiration date, which last one put it right at a 3.0 for me, I do like the other one better than this one, so I'm going to put it at a 2.8 as well.
All right, there, guys. So we round this out. We got all basically 2.8. All right, so that comes in at an 8.1. All right, guys. So that now completes 6. We have 1 more remaining, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a very, very big reveal, whatever this is, because remember, and I'm going to kind of bring this down momentarily. I'm going to take the scores down, guys. Now let's go back over real quick over to the Lilith screen one more time. Let me just do some very quick editing over here because let's see. Sorry, that's Haku. We need to get Joe Cool. Okay, so I'm going to basically make this little bit smaller. We're going to make this a little bit smaller so we can basically get these in here. Sorry, let me go to Haku. I want to move this.
On the fly editing.
I know. Oops, sorry guys. Trying to get this a little bit smaller. I know this is a real-time edit, guys, so just bear with me. There we go. All right, so let me just get Joe's. Let's move it up a little bit. We're going to just make it a tad smaller. All right, guys. So there we have it right there. Okay, guys. So we have Joe Cool, Lilith, and we have Haku's one, both at 11.3. That is a tie, guys. So this next one is going to be huge based on what we actually think about this. So guys, before we do that now, you know what time it is, guys. We have 2 more codes remaining, and we are coming now into the conclusion of the stream. This is a great time to drop number 4. So guys, as we have done previously, again, please type !Spiritborn to enter the raffle once I start it right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the giveaway is open. You have 60 seconds, everybody. Please, everybody tuning in who wants the 4th edition of the Ultimate Code for VOH coming out October 8th. Get those tickets in. We are rapid firing, already at 20 tickets in 13 seconds. You guys are right on the money for this, so you guys are certainly tuning in and paying attention.
Yeah. By the way, taking this time to actually give you a small nugget of, information. When Reef was talking about like everything is green and stuff, did you guys actually know when you go to Disney, the flooring of the ground is all red or pink because they want to tire out your red receptors in your eyes, so the green pops out even more. So it's quite ingenious in a way, and it's like you will see this in Diablo as well, because original Diablo was actually red and you were tired of it, and now they hit you with the green. Blizzard know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean they're both good base colors in their own right, 100%. All right, guys, here we go. The raffle is now closed, and we are about to unveil our 4th winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Color theory time.
Let's see what we got. Joe Cool, the submitter of the art. Okay.
Now the viewer and the artist can win, correct? Or
yes.
Well, so I would think yes. I think that's fair.
Think so.
We didn't put it, and to be fair, remember, we don't know if Joe Cool's going to get number 3 yet. Right?
Because and actually I do remember, I will say during the conversation we did say before the stream that being an artist just gives you additional chances to win. So yeah, we already spoke about this before.
And to be fair, right, he actually has 2 in there because he's got the number 2 spot and he's got the 3 spot and a tiebreaker. So, and again, I think that's totally, I think it's fair. I think there's no rules against it. I would agree. Congrats, Joe, man. You by default automatically now got a VOH Ultimate Code, man. Great job and congrats to you. All right, let's complete that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so just to kind of recap where we are now at, we are about to pull up the final 7th entry. This is going to be a big entry. I'm excited to see what this last one is. And then we're going to have to possibly confer a little bit here based on kind of the chessboard and kind of what we see here. So guys, without further ado, again, we have 1 more code remaining. We will give that away at the conclusion of this event. But I'm going to pull this up one more time, guys. This is what is on the line here, okay? So thanks to Blizzard and again, the partnership of the official Discord Sanctuary, these are what you receive for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 1st place will receive a Mephisto plushie. 2nd and 3rd will get a t-shirt. Again, I will repeat it. I don't know what the shirt is. I just like these both, so I chose them for the purposes of display. And then again, all 3 winners are going to get an ultimate code, and then number 1 will have the ad placement in the back left. And thank you for that background music comment, Shadow. I thought it was appropriate to play some Diablo 4 original soundtrack today, so... At least we're not going to get DMCA'd and copyrighted here in the VOD. So that was some deliberate choice there, keeping that music on. But all right, guys, here we go. Our last and final entry is by Olivia. I believe some of you know her from the D4 server. Excited to see her name submitted. So guys, we are going to pull up Olivia's right now. Ooh, we got a GIF. We got an animation here.
This one's completely different than the rest of them.
Very
Entirely.
Very, very different here.
It's got the anime vibes going on. Interesting.
It almost looks like a personal anime little demon Lilith. You know, kind of. I like the hand, right? Kind of obviously like it again. Like I'm going with again. I'm a sucker for rule of thirds here. Perfect rule of thirds. Like the anime identity perfectly smacked where the hand is, right? Kind of eye tracking and transition wise. I think very, very interesting.
I honestly, I think we might be using the same software between my model and that one, so that's kind of cool.
Here, let's pull this up. Let's get this bigger screen. I think we can kind of see the movement a bit more here.
I do love the dress, because that I'm fairly certain that one is not baseline. Like the program we have, like for example mine, there's like the t-shirt, the Diablo thing was I personalized it, but like the t-shirt is baseline. That one is not. I'm fairly certain it's not, so that's really awesome. Like you can create things, like for example the horns that I have Lilith, I created those. You can create things in the program, and that one likely was created there. So yeah, that's a lot of work, and it looks really awesome.
Yeah, this very, again, totally 180 from what we've seen, right? Meaning like you have the logo, obviously absent of any Mephisto, Lilith, Spiritborn, Mercs, anything like that, right? But I kind of like the personal effect that she tried to achieve here, I think, with the anime vibe. But the amount of work that was definitely put in here, you have to respect. I mean, I don't think that this was a very quick project here. So level of effort, LOE, I think you always got to respect that to some degree. But Reef, I see you in deep thought. What's your initial reaction?
Well, I have two major thoughts on this piece. One, I'll just say straight out that it is not Diablo to me. Like this feels like something I would see in like almost any other game, really, rather than Diablo. Diablo has more of a dark, high resolution. Like even when D2 came out for its time, like the graphics of that game for its time were crazy, very dark. It's always been a dark game. It's always been a dark franchise. This doesn't have that dark feel. This feels almost more friendly with the colors of the anime character. Now, I'm not saying that this is not good by any means. Like if this was, if you took that D4 logo and you put it on like something else, I'm still blown away. The fact that the fire, I'm looking at the fire, it is like fully looped. You can see like it's very, very well done. Definitely an incredible piece. But because it doesn't feel Diablo to me, if I was rating this for a different game, my score would be much, much higher. But because this is specifically Diablo, I would have to put this at and this does not reflect, my score does not reflect how I feel about it outside of the fact that it's for Diablo specifically, but I'm going to put this at like a 3-2. And that's only because Diablo. This would be a much, much higher score if it was something else. This is a very good piece, but it doesn't feel Diablo.
Okay. Very valid. Duly noted. Many key points there. Miku, where's your head out on this one?
Segueing from what Riff was saying, the anime style, it's not that the anime style couldn't fit with Diablo. You have things like Berserk, maybe even JoJo's or Castlevania. Although Castlevania, I'm not sure if it's anime, but whatever, it's animation. Those kind of, they're like, for example, Berserk, if Berserk did a collab with Diablo, it would be, like, it would sell. That's what I'm saying. Like, people would go crazy because it fits. It's a dark anime, it has dark undertone, and the characters show that, and the art shows that. This one is a bit more like, mine is a bit more anime-ish kind of thing, like the happy-go-lucky kind of thing. But yeah, I do agree with Riff a bit. But since, if you couldn't tell, I'm a somewhat anime fan, just slightly. So, for me, it doesn't put me off, I guess. So I like it. The only thing I would like to see a bit more, I would like to see a bit more green, because that's the theme of the expansion. There's a lot of red, which is kind of like we were talking about the thing before.
but I don't dislike it. I would like to see the logo a bit bigger, because I think that's going to be hard to see when it gets smaller. But I think I can personally go with a 3 point. I'm close to 4, but I'm not a 4. So I think I'm gonna go with a 3.9. I think, yeah. Because like, if it again, if it was a bit more Diablo-ish, I would go over a 4. But yeah, like I also have to think about what people like, if this would represent the server as a whole. And although surprisingly there's a lot of whips in Diablo chat, at least in Barbarian, we might be a different race, but you know, yeah.
Okay.
For now, that's
yeah,
it.
no, that I think those are, just totaling this up real quick. Yeah, those are all really valid points here. Yeah, I think that I'm hearing. Yeah, I'm thinking through this, right? Because I'm balancing uniqueness, level of effort, endemic connection to the game. I agree, right? Maybe it was darker, lack of green, obviously not of the initial module parts that we've seen, right? Spiritborn, Mephisto, Lilith, Mercenaries. Just thinking about that a little bit more. But I did like that this was a bit of a different perspective. So I think for me, if I'm just objectively looking at this, I'm probably going to go a 3.7 here. I think it's a very fair score. I think I loved the way that this initially popped. I think the way that the chat is even talking about it, I've been looking over. Very applicable to even D2 or many other creative components. Maybe not the best fit necessarily for Vessel of Hatred for this particular contest, but honestly, I have to say this definitely surprised me. I think all of us did. We didn't know what to expect for this final entry at number 7. I think it gave us pause for a minute to kind of digest this.
Like,
so
animation wise, honestly, if this was just animation, this would win just on the animation. Like, I really love everything is flowing. I don't know, I love it.
Yeah, no, I think Liv again really clearly put in the work. She brought some perspective, right? Model and the animation. We haven't, I mean, there were obviously the only other GIF that we saw was Dam's 1 and 2, right? Which was the rotator of the call to action of coming soon and pre-order, right? So this, I think, stuck out to me in that sense. So yeah, look, this is a solid 10-8. I think very well done, Liv. Thank you again for submitting. So, all right, guys.
Love the embers on that too.
Yeah, the embers. For anybody that watches my streams, I actually have some ember background. So I am a little bit of a sucker there, but I sticking with the 3.7. So, all right, guys. This is it now. This is exactly what we were just talking about. What would happen with the final entry? So we're going to go back over here one more time, guys.
We actually have an interesting stage right now, because we have a first place, and then the second and third place, one of the third places are the same person, right? Joe?
It is true, yeah. So if we just kind of, yeah, so we'll kind of repeat with these. And sorry, I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller here so we can kind of more equally look at it. So yeah, so Joe Cool is the one in second place. Okay. So Joe Cool has the Mephisto. He also has the Lilith. And then we have Haku, which is the one down here in the bottom. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the full screens on these. I would also like to see what the chat thinks. I think objectively, it'd be nice here to get a little bit of some perspective from the chat. Obviously, we are the judges, so I do think that we can give some perspective. But I think from people's choice, as Sailor Monty put it, I do think it'd be fun to see what the crowd thinks. So actually, Shadow or anybody, Shady, if you guys can start to type up a poll here, what I would love you to do is get a poll up to basically type up Joe or Haku. Okay, again, Joe's over here is the top Lilith. Haku is the Spirit Born at the bottom. Okay, so if we can get a poll up, that way you guys can affirmatively vote. But while you guys are getting that up, I'm going to go over here real quick to... All right, let's pull up Joe here, number 2, okay? So here's Lilith. Okay. So we kind of got a perspective on what this looks like. Obviously, everybody that's going to potentially vote here now for a potential tiebreaker, kind of get a look of this in here. Okay. And let's go over to Haku's now. Okay, so again, this is the Dark Spiritborn. Like we talked about the eyes popping, some blur, maybe a little too dark. We have the kind of mercenary component in the bottom left, but is it too small? So guys in chat, we do specifically have the vote up, guys. Please vote. Joe is the Lilith, and Haku is the one currently up on screen. This is going to be the tiebreaker for who gets third place here. So far, we got 3 votes for Haku, 4 votes for Haku. It's moving, but Reef, Miku, as this is going with the community vote here, what are you guys thinking as we go back here to the Lilith page? Any commentary?
Well, between the two, I do like Haku's personally a bit more than the Lilith one, but the more I look at the second place one, the more I'm kind of like maybe that should have been the winner. Like that one just feels it's almost like Mephisto's watching you. Like even if you don't look at the banner and it's just there, it almost feels like you're being watched by him, which is a really nice touch. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna jump in as well, and this isn't even just bias because Joe has 2 up here. I do think that if I'm comparing these, I do think of the 2 options in third. I think Haku's. I was a very big fan of his. I actually scored it really high. I loved the Dark Spiritborn, that those white eyes, they're just looking dead at you right in the crevice of the V for the 4 Roman numerals. So if it's me again, if I had to do a very hard tiebreaker, I'd probably skew that too. But Miku, any closing thoughts here? We're just looking at the vote here. We have 17 for Haku, 6 for Joe, number 2. So far we kind of get a sense of where the community is. I think you've heard from me and Reef so far, but Miku, any kind of final commentary you'd add?
Layout wise, I think I prefer the Lilith one. I think it pops out really good as a banner, but again, it's not super focused on the season. So like with that in mind, I'm like I like the layout more on the Lilith one, but the Aku's one, it's more season focused, which is what we kind of want. So I don't know, they're really close for me. Like
I mean, look, there is something here. Obviously, this is judging. We did put in our final scores. I'm not going to try to ruffle feathers and stir the pot here, but we do have the optionality to. We could revisit scores. We are in the final end. We've kind of seen all of them, right? I mean, this isn't unusual for you're in a sporting event. Obviously, scores are kind of firm here, but we are in kind of more of a conversation of the chessboard. So,
I mean, for me, it's also as well like. He already has the second place locked in, and I'd like to spread the love a bit around, right? So I could also get 1, which I think is fair because all of them put work in, and if we can reward as many people as we can, for me that's also significant. But ultimately, I think the poll is coming in, and well,
yeah, Haku's
also chose Ak, so
yeah, and Kron, merci beaucoup. Okay, just relax there, pal. France theory, let's go. Freedom. Jokes aside, no, yeah, look, all right, but look, guys, I think for me, I know Reef and I definitely spoke to Haku. I think that we saw a community vote here. I do think that for me, the choice was clear, but would you concur, Reef, here as well with Joku at number 2, that we should slot Haku here at a firm number 3?
Well, it looks like people agree as well. We got the people's choice.
All right. I definitely agree. Again, Haku, great job on this. Again, I'm going to, move this up here just a little bit so we can blow this up right here at the end. All right, guys. So as we just kind of review this right now, again, I just want to say real quick again, thank you guys for everybody submitting here. Again, Green Eye Flavor over on the left was the inaugural on screen. These were completely randomized again with a top score of 12.3. We had Joe Cool's first submission, with the Green Mephisto coming in at a solid 11.5, and a very tight race, as we just discussed, for third, with Haku coming in at a very, again, solid 11.3. So a big shout out and kudos. It takes a lot of courage, honestly. Let's kind of transition over here now. Again, it takes a lot of courage, guys, to be able to do this, to be able to put your artwork out there, knowing it could be publicly judged and assessed. It's not easy to do, right? So we generally appreciate you as the Sanctuary ambassadors, that you participated in this, that you guys did this, and congrats to everyone. Definitely think everybody did a fantastic job. Definitely some very quality work. But any closing thoughts, Reef and Miku, before we give away our final 5th code to close the stream?
My closing thoughts are one, I guess thoughts plural. One is that this was super fun. This was really cool looking at art, especially because literally I didn't see any of them until the moment they popped up. So that this was This is awesome, being able to do that. But on the idea of that, though, is because I wasn't really looking at any art ahead of time, I do think that first entry did have a huge advantage coming in with just being blinded by quality. I had already expected that we were going to see high quality images. Every single one of them were incredible. But because, it's like being hungry, and your first bite is going to be the best bite. And that's kind of what they got. They got the advantage of being the first bite. And first image does feel a bit more pre-Vessel of Hatred. That image would have been incredible. I mean, you could use it no matter what, even in the future, past Vessel of Hatred. But I do think the scoring of that would have been slightly different. It would have made top 3, no doubt. But I do think it would have been slightly different had I prepared myself with looking at art before jumping into this.
Personally, I really enjoy the first one. It's almost everlasting, I think. Yes, the season, like, if the season is there because you have Nerel and you have the Spiritborn, but you kind of have to know. It's not super in your face about it. So yes, it's missing a bit. I'm personally somewhat bummed that the other one, the one that I gave a 4.41, I really enjoyed that. Yes, the flicking thing that was gonna get obsolete in 2 weeks or something, 3 weeks, whenever the season is coming out. Yes, really pulled it down. But design wise, like if I was like preparing a thumbnail for a video, I think that one would like be the closest from my artistically inclined thumbnail. I think that one would be like my favorite. I'm a bit sad that it didn't make the top 3 because it was I really like.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think Reef brings up a good point, right? Like, we did see the first one, but like let's just say, for example, right, like we didn't know what the first one was going to be, right? So it could have just been that the first one wasn't Green Eyes, right? And it could have been another, and kind of set the tone in a different way. So there definitely is, I think, a little bit of a horsepower there. I do think in retrospect, like now looking at this, right, because we were blind judging guys, I would argue that Joe Cool's probably deserved a higher than 11.5. I think in my gut, just kind of comparing it to Green Eyes. I mean, Green Eyes, it's very solid 12.3. I think maybe, Joe Cool's would have been closer in the competitive spread. And again, thinking about that green Mephisto in the upper left box there, it kind of fits really nicely. But look, I think I have all the scores up here, right? I mean, there was some really competitive stuff. I think that it was very diverse all the way around, and it was fun to do this. But especially Reef, Miku, obviously got to know you guys going through this experience. Personally, for me, first time doing a stream like this, having more of a podcast style, kind of open, fun conversation. So again, grateful to you both for joining me today. Really enjoyed this. And again, to all of you out there in Sanctuary, taking time out of your Sunday. I know maybe the evening for you in Europe and beyond, and get into early afternoon for everybody here stateside. A big shout out and thank you. But guys, remember, we have one more exciting thing left to do. We have now the final code to give away, the final ultimate Vessel of Hatred code. And thank you for sticking around to the entirety of the stream. Olivia asking if we can revote. I did bring that up. I see Reef about to say something on the tip of his tongue.
I felt like you were going to go into something. I want to say that I'm not saying number 1 wouldn't be number 1. I just feel that it may have been a people's choice vote for 1 and 2. Like the 12.3, I feel like it probably would have landed like an 11.5 if it wasn't first. And then I feel like we would have had a 1 and 2 kind of vote off in chat. Is what I feel. I'm not discrediting 1 at all. Like if that's how anybody took that, that's not the case at all. 1 is phenomenal. It's an absolutely incredible piece. It's just, I think that it just wouldn't have had the extra little bump up from first, like going first. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I mean, look, I do think that, look, we wanted to involve you guys today. That's why we tried to make sure we were watching you guys. We wanted to have some polls. And look, you guys did help us choose number 3, right? So I do appreciate you guys adjusting. I would say, look, this is very good critique and feedback for next time, right? That if we have some close entries, actually, I'm going to put this out there. Reef and Miku will underscore what I'm about to say. we did have a conversation before this, and I did actually put it out there to Reef and Miku and the crew if we should actually remember this, Reef. I said, should the people have a score, which would be a fourth weight.
I mean, should we just see like the top 3, like what chat would choose? Like if they had to choose 1, 2, or 3, what would, I mean, we don't have to say that will be the winner. We can say
for sure.
It is.
So here, this is, I think what we need to do, guys, I think in the spirit of the rules and conditions, again, I think the top 3 did a fantastic job. I think we're going to remain these as is. I think Green Eye Flavor gets the #1 top and plushie in the top spot. I think Joe Cool #2 and Haku 3. But I think for the fun of closing the stream before we give that 5th giveaway, let's definitely see. We'll go back here right over to this. Shadow or Liv or anybody here, I can type it too. But if you guys can actually get a poll up real quick, just make it 60 seconds. We don't have to make it too long. I think people will vote pretty quickly.
Throw the names of the people underneath so no one's confused when they're trying to vote.
Let me, I'll have to do some quick text real quick, guys. Just give me a sec here.
So I know there was a little bit of a confusion on the 3rd place poll for a couple people.
I will, give me a second here, guys. I need to just type this up, editing this in real time. Let's just see. All right. So this keeps changing.
One thing I can say is I've put my hand, in the art cookie jar before, and I will never be able to do what these people can do. This really is incredible. If some of you want to try to get into art, I would say try it, but just know that this takes serious talent. What you're seeing.
It's only a matter of getting started. Like personally for me, like every video I make, I try to do something different. Maybe I work a bit more on the thumbnail. Maybe I start doing animations. And some videos just don't work. And like the thing that you did, maybe you didn't get a lot of views in the video, but you still learned a new skill. Like you can use that to enhance, like, make it easier to learn another skill or enhance another skill that you have. So it's never, you're never losing time learning new things. And it's really nice sometimes. Sometimes you find something that you probably didn't think twice the first time you saw it, but actually getting, your hands dirty and stuff, you learn to appreciate it and learn to like it or something. For me, starting making videos, like I've been like considering start making videos like 2-3 years, and then it's not really my thing, whatever. But when I started doing them, like now I have like a list of videos that I want to make, but I just don't have the time to make.
I can say right now, any one of these 3 could go up on the banner, and it's definitely like they're all the way. And the more I look at 3rd place, the more I'm like, wow, like that one is actually pretty perfect for a banner. So really, they're all amazing.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think we definitely we don't want to take away, I think, from the voting experience, because again, we had to blind judge, and we had to objectively, with a clean emphasis, blind judge. And obviously, as we are definitely going through, right, we can kind of see a better weighted assessment, and so we can kind of retro in the rears, right, kind of do a more baseline comparison. It is true, right? Obviously, see, I will say this: I'm not taking away from Green Eye. Green Eye set the tone. I use that phrase. He or she, you set the tone here with this great piece. And so I think that, using objective judging on a score of 5s, I think it's properly scored. I want to be clear. I do not think this should be less than a 12-3. That 12-3 was solid. It was earned. It was deserving. And so we're not taking anything away from that. But I do think now that we've kind of been able to, again, see more, right? Could we have changed it? Let's see. But look, guys, the People Choice Award is up. Please get your votes in. Ooh, Haku taking an interesting lead here. So we have Green Eye again currently in 1st, Joe Cool currently in 2nd, and Haku in 3rd. Getting some love here.
The more I look at Haku, the more I like it. Like that's the thing.
So what are we saying here? Are we changing the vote here? Or we're just doing a fun people's vote here. What are you saying, Reef?
I think we keep the thing.
Yeah, we got to keep it the way it is.
For integrity, votes got to stay.
Yeah, integrity votes got to stay. But I like the People's Choice here. Man, Haku, look at you getting the love. Congratulations to you, man. Clearly very much vibing with the community here. Man, Haku coming in at 13 community votes, Joe Cool at 6, and Green Eye coming in at 4. I really, really appreciate this, guys. Thank you again. Yeah, no, our intent is not to change web. I agree. I kind of was just having fun with it. But yeah, for the integrity vote, we definitely got to stick this out. But let's just go back here for us on screen.
Yeah, like I personally really love Echoes. For me, it's just that it's too dark.
Is there now? There isn't a Acyroma, since you're here. Perfect timing for this question. There isn't like a just because you didn't get first, your banner it will never be used. Like, so, I mean, it is possible for 2 and 3 to be used in the future. Is that a thing, or?
Yeah, Chroma, to underscore Roma's point, just seeing the people's emphasis on Haku's here, even number 2 at the Mephisto, like you have 3 great options. Obviously, I don't know the conditions of how long number 1 was supposed to be up there. I think, as you can tell, the 3 of us weren't privy to that kind of timeline. But yeah, I think it'd be fair to consider would 2 and 3 at some point be repurposed in some other way, because clearly there were strong conviction towards the other 2.
Or maybe even like an invite, like the invite banner.
That's true. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. That invite banner, I think, has been static for a while. That's a great point, actually, that you'd be able to actually switch those up on the invite banner. That'd be a fun kind of component part. But thank you guys, everybody who voted for Haku. Again, Haku, I don't know if you're here listening or you'll be able to see the VOD. As you saw here, I think the 3 of us felt really strong about it. The community sentiment felt very strong about it. So congrats again to Green Eye, Joe Cool, and Haku. Some solid work. But guys, I was about to get there, but I think we got sidetracked, justifiably so, to have a great community and judge discussion on the slate here. But guys, we're going to officially give out at the tail end here of the stream the 5th final Vessel of Hatred Ultimate code. You guys know the deal. Once I open this up, you are going to drop !Spiritborn in the chat, and we are going to open that up now in 3, 2, 1. Please get these in, guys. You got 60 seconds at the end of this stream as we close out here on this wonderful Sunday discussing Sanctuary, the community, Vessel of Hatred, and this artwork. Go get your hands in this final Vessel of Hatred code, due out October 8th in 23. Good luck, guys. 22 tickets, 40 seconds. Keep them up. Let's go. Get them in.
Yeah. I'm gonna take advantage of this 30 seconds to ask you guys, if you could add a pet onto the game, what would it be? For me, it was the fox. What do the guys like to see?
Guys, I want to read. What pet would we add? Miku saying fox.
Like add a pet that's not already there?
Yeah. We got the cats and wolves.
I mean, it's probably kind of weird, but I probably would add like a panda bear.
Panda bear. For me, you know what I'm going to say here?
Yeah, switch it up to a turtle.
I know exactly what I'm going to say. And it's maybe because I'm a sucker of D2 and I love playing the druid, but I love a raven. I think a raven would be badass. And it's also, if you've ever seen the movie The Crow, obviously it's a crow, not a raven, but I'm a big fan of that movie. I mean, all the other ones were trash outside of number 1, the original, right? But I don't know. There's just something about a big raven that I think would be super fascinating. Kind of.
Adding up to that, I would love to see like the raven smack talk you. Like every time you died, it was just, because they can kind of learn, right? To talk in a way. Like not as good as parrot, but they can, right?
Viv likes to see a chipmunk. Chipmunk, very elusive. Very elusive, very fast. Platypus.
And then they would have like they would go with Phineas and Ferb, make a contract, and add Terry the Platypus in.
All right, boys and girls. All right, we got our 30 entries in. We are about to pick the final winner. Here we go, boys and girls. Let's see who finally can bring this home.
Please.
Drum roll, please. God's Bane. Congratulations. God Bane's 5. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's the final 5 and it's the 5th package. Let's go.
There's something special. God's Bane 5. I promise it was random. That was not mutually selected. Real quick, guys, I do want to give a very big shout out. I know there was a ton of you again that dropped follows, cheers, bits, your prime subs again to this over time. I usually just want to do a quick call out: Bandy Eternal, Ornai Zero, Web, Sidewinder, Sleepy, God's Bane, Scarlet Iona, Gomo, Witty, Aussie, Rekka, Gouda, Shady, Buddha Panda, some random Cutie House, Ross Sloss, VQ Hex, SC Thaz, Kaz, Miku, maybe it was Miku, Don't Kill Blade, Joe Cool, Premex Little, Helena, Kron for the gifted subs to both Reef and Miku as well. Shemod's Extimus, great to see you, the legend Extimus here in chat from D2. Cat CE and Mustafa, thank you for that rapid fire again. I appreciate Oh, Bald, sorry. I was reading fast. Sorry for going through there really fast. not Blade. I had to go to rapid fire there. But again, guys, Reef, Miku, big thank you. Lavender and Acyroma, thank you to you as well. Shout out to you both for helping us behind the scenes getting prepared. Thank you to everybody tuning in today, all the participants, again, Blizzard and the server for all the merch gear, the VOH codes. Really appreciate it. But Reef, Miku, a pleasure. Thank you guys for doing this with me, and I will see you guys on Vessel of Hatred.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me, man.
All right, cheers, fellas.
Bye-bye.